Lightness you're describing, Harry, is called being high. I mean, it brings new meaning to your highness. Exactly. I think that this is a dangerous
That's his
conversation.
new nickname, your highness.
Picture this. You're Meghan Markle, Duchess, former actress, global name. You've got the royal name tag and a seat at the most exclusive table in the world. But now, that table's shaking. Your second shot at building a lifestyle empire just crashed and burned again. And not just a little stumble. This was a headline-making, cringe-inducing collapse. Even her most loyal supporters are now wondering what on earth is happening. Let's rewind to the moment Meghan tried to reignite the spark. Her brand, American Duchess, went for that artsy, rustic Pinterest vibe, dropping overpriced fruit spreads and floral sprinkle jars like it was some secret recipe to rebirth. She even added a new rose launch, desperately trying to create buzz, but the whole thing reeked of smoke and mirrors. She said everything sold out instantly, except it didn't. People watching the launch in real time noticed something fishy. Items were marked sold out the second the store opened, not minutes later, not after a flood of buyers, just poof, vanished, as if someone hit a fake scarcity switch behind the scenes, a tactic that may have worked once, but not anymore. The audience is tired of smoke without fire. And Meghan herself? In the promo video, she looked not right. Her glow was gone, her energy low. Eyes darting, smile forced, frame cropped tight like she was hiding something. Fans whispered, "What's going on?" Because this wasn't just a bad marketing campaign. This was the face of a woman unraveling. Her entire brand strategy seems like a house of cards, desperately holding up the illusion of glamour, hype, and relevance. But when you start dissecting the details, it all comes up empty. Let's talk about those sprinkle jars. What are they even? Dried petals stuffed in a jar for aesthetic? That's not a product, it's a mood board. And the jam, fruit spread, that term alone made seasoned jam makers cringe. Meghan proudly called it jam in her interviews, but Donna Collins, a well-respected figure in the preserves world, brutally called her out. She didn't hold back. That's what you call it when your jam fails out. But while Meghan fumbled the kitchenware of luxury, something darker was creeping in from Harry's side. People started noticing it. His eyes, his tone, his whole vibe. It wasn't just sadness. It was like watching someone fade from their own story. And then came the whispers, which soon turned into full-on concern.
I mean, this guy seems to have had more drugs inside him than you could get in a chemist shop. I find it very hard to believe.
Harry, long before Meghan, had opened up about his struggles. Grief, anxiety, self-medicating with alcohol and drugs. None of this was secret. But lately, his public appearances felt hollow. His eyes looked lost. And speculation grew that those old coping habits might be sneaking back into his life. A recent photo from London showed Harry looking scattered and disengaged, like a man on the edge. No relapse has been confirmed, but the whispers are growing louder. His speeches used to be powerful. Now they feel robotic. People who once saw the cheeky, brave prince now see a man haunted by confusion, dragging around invisible chains. This is a man who once admitted he used substances to numb his pain. His own words describe it best. He wasn't trying to feel good. He just didn't want to feel at all. And now his body language is saying everything he won't. People close to the royal scene are quietly using words like crisis, meltdown, and rock bottom. The cameras used to love him. Now they're catching hollow smiles and blank stares. Behind this storm is Meghan, steering a brand that's clearly lost at sea. Her moves? Confusing at best, chaotic at worst. One moment she's promising no more fake scarcity tactics. The next moment she's doing it again. One week she says there's nothing else coming. The next, surprise, another overpriced product drop. It's not strategy, it's scrambling. There's no rhythm, no consistency, just vibes and pastel graphics. And what about the products themselves? Insiders are saying it loud. They're not even being produced at scale. Despite the smoke and mirrors sellout narrative, actual sales are minimal. Sources close to the operation estimate only a few $1,000s profit. Can't build a lifestyle empire on 4 jars of jam and a dreamy Instagram filter, especially not when your product gets slammed by experts in the field. Even Meghan's once loyal fan base is stepping back. The Sussex squad, known for their passionate defense, reportedly tried to help by buying in bulk, but it felt forced. Rumors swirled about someone buying 50 jars at once, but the cart limit was 6. It was a performance, not organic support, a staged attempt to build hype. And then in the background of all this, silence. from King Charles, but silence doesn't mean ignorance. Sources say he's not blind to what's unfolding. He's watching closely, and he's worried, not about brands or online drama, but about his son, about Harry. Behind palace walls, the concern is real. Charles has reportedly told those close to him that he's torn. As a father, he wants to help, but as a monarch, he's exhausted. After years of stepping in, covering for Harry's missteps, and trying to shield him from the worst fallout, he's hit his limit. And now, he's drawing the line. The message is simple. You built this. Now you fix it. That's not cruelty. That's reality. Harry's been spiraling for years. From Diana's death to the relentless press, the royal expectations, and now life across the ocean, trying to balance fatherhood, lawsuits, a faltering brand, and a crumbling identity. It's no wonder he's struggling to stay grounded. And let's not forget the money question. Despite Meghan and Harry's public claim that they were cut off, rumors are still flying that Charles may be quietly funding them through private channels. If that's true, the generosity won't last much longer. The crown is under pressure, and Charles has his legacy to protect. He can't afford to bankroll a failing PR circus. Then there's Princess Eugenie, the unexpected wild card. For a while, it seemed like she was the last royal still keeping ties with Harry and Meghan. People thought she'd finally distance herself, but recently she was spotted at Royal Ascot with Misha Nonu, Meghan's close friend. That one sighting sparked a firestorm. Is Eugenie still Meghan's secret link to the palace? Some royal watchers whisper she's acting like a double agent, bridging both worlds. But maybe she's just trying to survive the royal chaos with her sanity intact. Not everyone's picking sides. Some are just trying to breathe. Meanwhile, Meghan's real crisis goes beyond dried flowers in jars or mislabeled jam. She's lost the narrative. The press she once manipulated has turned. Even mainstream outlets that once gushed over her are now stepping back. Why? Because the story's no longer inspiring. It's frustrating. Overly curated Instagram videos, overly polished press releases, yet nothing feels real anymore. Meghan doesn't seem to know who she is or who she's trying to be. Is she a duchess? A businesswoman? A wellness guru? A modern icon? Right now, she's none of the above. Just a woman pushing overpriced jam while everything around her collapses. And now the world is watching Meghan and Harry's carefully constructed image buckle under the pressure. What started as a power couple's escape to freedom in Montecito has become a slow minimal car crash. Everyone sees it coming, but no one can look away. Because behind every filtered cheers dears, Instagram caption, and staged garden picnic, there's a storm brewing. And it's not just public opinion, it's personal unraveling. Let's talk numbers. Meghan's latest product drop, despite all the hype and the supposed sold-out-in seconds spectacle, barely made a dent financially. Insiders say the margins were laughable. A few $1,000s here and there isn't going to pay for that $14 million 0 cents mansion, let alone keep up the staff, security, and Hollywood-level PR team. Even worse, her brand got publicly humiliated by the very industry it tried to impress. When jam royalty like Donna Collins publicly calls your product a failure in a jar, that's not a little shade, that's a full-on eclipse, and Meghan's team knows it. Behind the scenes, they're scrambling. Emails flying, image consultants on overtime. There's panic in the air, and the pressure is showing. Fans who once rallied around every drop of royalty are now going quiet. The hashtags aren't trending like they used to. The Sussex squad isn't making noise, is holding its breath, because even they don't know how to defend what's happening. What's worse, this chaos isn't just affecting Meghan's brand, it's exposing the cracks in her marriage. Harry isn't just going through a rough patch, he's drifting. And not in a private, quiet way, in a very public, very alarming way. When he does appear in public, he looks dazed, like a man who's physically present but mentally somewhere else. The spark? Gone. That cheeky grin? Vanished. His body language screams discomfort. His speeches feel forced. He reads like a robot programmed to smile on cue. And when the cameras aren't around, silence. No interviews, no podcasts, no passion projects. Just a string of carefully edited clips that feel more like damage control than inspiration. People who've followed Harry for years are heartbroken. This isn't the man who walked behind Diana's casket with such quiet strength. This isn't the soldier who laughed with fellow veterans in the sand. This isn't the prince who once told the press to back off his girlfriend with fire in his voice. This is someone struggling to find his place again. Someone battling the same demons he's always had, but with more pressure and fewer safety nets. And in the middle of this emotional chaos is Meghan, playing multiple roles, wife, mother, brand builder, and crisis manager. Except the more she tries to hold it all together, the more obvious it becomes. She's losing control. Her actions are all over the place, promising one thing, delivering another, building up hype with no follow-through, trying to create magic from thin air. But people are tired of the illusion. They want something real. And the real story? It's messier than any PR pitch can cover up. Meghan isn't just failing at business. She's watching the entire foundation she built with Harry start to crack. Their move to America was supposed to be a fresh start. Freedom, autonomy, a fairy tale reset. Instead, it's turned into a masterclass in how quickly a brand can implode when it's built on appearance instead of authenticity. And as the empire crumbles, all eyes are turning to the man who once seemed like the heart of it all, Prince Harry. King Charles, for all his royal restraint, is reportedly beside himself. Privately, he's worried sick. Publicly, he says nothing. But those who know him say his concern is real. He's no longer concerned about titles or tabloids. He's concerned about his son's well-being. Yes, Harry burned bridges. Yes, he criticized the crown. But at the end of the day, he's still Charles' child. And watching him unravel, even from across the ocean, is heartbreaking for a father. But here's the brutal truth. Charles can't save him anymore. The royal institution won't step in. The palace PR machine has moved on. And Charles himself, under pressure to stabilize the monarchy, can't risk looking weak. So even if he is quietly supporting Harry behind the scenes, that support has a ticking clock. He's already given so much for years. And now it's time for Harry to face the music on his own. Meanwhile, Meghan is still clinging to the narrative, still trying to sell a lifestyle that doesn't match the reality. Her latest posts, carefully lit, pastel-toned, and eerily silent on the backlash. Not a word about the criticism. No acknowledgement of the jam drama. No response to the growing whispers about Harry. Just more pictures, more marketing, more empty noise. And fans are noticing. Even loyal supporters are asking, where's the accountability? Because when everything around you is falling apart, the last thing people want to see is curated content. They want honesty, humanity, realness. But that's exactly what's missing, and now one wrong step could cost them everything. Not just money, not just public support, but their credibility, their influence, their future. The sad part? It didn't have to be this way. Harry and Meghan had the world's attention. They had sympathy. They had power. But instead of building something authentic, they tried to build something beautiful. And now that it's breaking, there's no substance to hold it up. There's still time, but not much. They need a reset now. A real one. No more filtered videos, no more PR spin, no more overpriced jars of jam. What they need is truth, vulnerability, connection. Because the public isn't asking for perfection, they're asking for honesty. And unless Meghan and Harry are willing to give that, the fairy tale they escaped to California for is going to turn into a full-blown nightmare. And this time, there might not be a royal comeback.